Yeah, well, just talking about the size aspect of it, I actually think the Loerie Awards, allows small agencies to be more competitive for several reasons. The first being the cost of entry. If you look at the Cannes Awards or Clio's or the international ones, a TV entry works out to be around, I think, 6,000 Rand or something crazy, whereas the Loeries, the guys are keeping it reasonably priced, around 1,300 Rand. So just from a cost point of view, you're dealing in rands, and we can be more competitive on that front. And then also the guys have done, I think they've made huge strides in the actual rules. When you look at some of the other award shows, you can enter one piece in multiple categories. So if you've got a campaign that works in print and poster, you'll enter in both categories. But the Loeries, figured out that guys were doing this a couple of years ago, and at the Loerie Awards you can only enter one campaign in one category, which also comes, which really helps the smaller agencies as well, just in number of entries. Once again, coming back to the cost thing. And then the third point really is the judges at the Loeries. They all know the work, they know the brands, and they know those ones which aren't brands. So the guys have a really good feel of the advertising in South Africa, whereas overseas, obviously, you're judging a lot of work from different countries, where you might think that a certain brand is bigger than it actually is. So there are a number of factors, at the Loerie Awards that really do help small agencies like ourselves. Our real success last year was, off the back of the Brand House Drive Dry Prisoners campaign and the work we did for Frank.net. And it was great to see Brand House were actually the #1 most awarded brand at the Loeries, and Frank, I think, was around #8. And what I'm really proud about, these achievements are obviously creatively they were well recognized, but just in terms of I guess it comes back to the point I was making earlier about judges recognizing work that has become a part of popular culture. If you look at the Drive Dry work, Papa Wachvio became a catchphrase around South Africa. We saw the results. It was recorded 14 million Rand in earned media for 3 million Rand budget. Frank.net, especially the radio, we saw that rewarded at the Loeries, and the Frank radio has also become part of popular culture, and we're really proud about that. And interestingly enough, Frank.net work and the Brand House Drive Dry work, we've actually entered into the Cannes Effectiveness Awards now and the Apex Awards. So I think Loeries, it's another great example of work that's out there, that is getting results, is recognized. Although we know it's purely a creative award show, I think as a judge, when you see something that's out there and become part of South African consciousness, you're going to award it more highly than you might work that's not necessarily as well known. And I don't think it just holds water for our performance last year. If you look at the year before, with King James doing really well, they finished first that year, and a large part of it was off the back of the Alan Gray James Dean, which is a phenomenal piece of work. Public loved it, as well as the Kalula World Cup soccer campaign, which also really resonated with South Africans. So it's great to see sort of the creative side of things, really running in parallel now with work that's being accepted by the public. It's been amazing to see how, especially Brand House, have really responded to this, and they put the challenge to us with the new campaign. How are you possibly going to, keep it going, and they pushed us to really, make the follow-up campaign as impactful. So we see it with our own clients. Frank.net, I know, Leonard Lowe's been on Adlip before, and you can see how excited that guy gets about breaking boundaries and trying to redefine categories. And if you keep pushing clients, and it just makes for better work and fresher work. Frank.net, the life insurance space, I mean, you've got a life insurer talking with an honest voice now saying, you're going to die, don't worry, if you die we pay. You've got a responsible drinking campaign that's saying, don't drink, you could get raped in prison. Both examples are really boundary pushing for the categories, and our clients, they get motivated as much as we do.